I am back with another Transits Fridays. Today, or this week, we're headed towards a new moon. It's not gonna happen yet, but we are definitely on that energy of that lunar phase. So things are slowing down um and it's really connected to a moment for rest, really. I'm losing my words. I'm trying to be as fast as I used to be, but I'm feeling so um slower. I don't know what's going on with me. Anyhow, there are a few a few key things that's going to be happening this week. And I think some of the keywords would be healing. There's a lot of healing that's going on. And a couple of shifts as well and insights. Now, I think all of that so we can use it for intentions that we're going to be setting in the coming new moon. But is also suffice to say that we are still navigating eclipse season. So it's still a bit of an intensity in the air, in particular if the eclipses are picking up something on your birth chart and big changes are brewing within. They're still happening, they're still going strong. So what I would suggest with the keywords like healing and we heading towards a new moon and also being eclipse season still, so just between the two eclipses, I would definitely say rest, downtime, looking after yourself, making sure that you are checking in with yourself. Um so you can best, you can use this energy in the best way possible for yourself. And a lot of the times these big changes do require rest. They don't require big, action taking necessarily, or um a big decision that we might make. I think, sure, they can come in this way, but I do think that oftentimes big changing times, in particular when people come to see me, they have multiple transits and things going on. It really is important to rest. If you're going to the gym, if you're working out, you know how important it is, or you have heard, or someone have told you, or you're about to be told that the days of rest are equally important as the days of working out and running and doing things. So we give ourselves time to reorganize and to recuperate and to continue and to integrate the changes in our bodies, for example, from working out. And it's the same with astrology as well, to recover and integrate some of the big changes are being reflected by the planetary movements. It's really, really ultra important. So, as an HSP, as an empath, even more so, if you are an HSP and you're here in the channel because of that, even more so, this is your time to really shine in your rest, in your downtime. Shine in your downtime. Okay, so this is the what's going on in the sky right now today, so Friday the 12th. And for the weekend, I think one of the key things that will be happening, and that's why one of the keywords I said was insights, is the Mercury will be at the heart of the sun, so they're going to be very, very close together Saturday, and obviously still navigating that on Sunday as well. And that does put a lot of emphasis on Mercury. And obviously, Mercury is in Virgo already, which is in rulership, is exalted, is powerful. So, really, a lot of insights that we can have. It's close to the South Node, so we could still be having insights in connection to what happened during the full moon eclipse in Pisces, learning how to go with the flow, learning to let go of overthinking, overanalyzing, trying to control everything, some of the shadows of Virgo. So we could really have some insights about that. Another reason why this weekend might be an insightful one is having the moon in Gemini, and the moon will be obviously conjoining Uranus at some point on Saturday as well. So I think that kind of doubly tells us that this is a time where we can have some fresh ideas, some fresh insights, some fresh information, etc. So that's happening on the weekend. Now, in terms of the big, key word being connected to healing as well, is that we do have an opposition this week between Mars and Chiron. So Mars in Libra is coming to oppose Chiron in Aries. They're both forming a bit of a square to Jupiter as well at 20, Cancer. So this is Monday. Look, Mars at 25th. And the moon will be joining Jupiter in Cancer as well, in particular on Tuesday, and activating this opposition, which will be exact. So the opposition will peak on Tuesday, the 16th of September, and we're going to have both at 26 degrees here. Now, with the moon joining Jupiter here too, we might have some big feelings. There might be some big feelings on Tuesday, some big experiences here as well. And again, rest. Remember the importance of slowing down and taking your time with whatever it is that you need to go through in between eclipses, and also watching those feelings as well, watching whatever it is that comes up. Obviously, when it comes to Libra Aries oppositions, we are talking about relationship imbalances. We are talking about issues between give and take, how much we're giving, how much we're taking, and also compromising. Are we compromising a tad too much? Are we, sacrificing our essence and our individuality a little bit too much, trying not to shake things? Um, you know, how much of that is still authentic and rings true to who we are, right? I think the planet that's kind of bringing helpful energy here is Venus at 26 Leo as well. So sextile to Mars, trine to Chiron. And the key word here with that Venus in Leo is authenticity, one of my key core values, which I love. Authenticity. That's it. Does it ring true? Does it make you feel joyful and connected to your essence? Then by all means go for it, or have that conversation and express yourself there as well. But it's really important to have that ability to measure it against your sense of authenticity, your sense of what's really resonating with you in that moment. And I think honestly, regardless of what you might use different tools, you might use runes, human design, or any other form of divination here as well, like numerology and etc., and tarot as well. But I honestly think all of these different tools are wonderful ways of getting in touch with that deeper sense of authenticity, right? And getting our getting clearer and clearer with that inner voice so we can really tackle and hear it more clearly when we're going through situations. Because life is movement, right? Things happen. There's no way that we can control all of that. It's really about how we embrace, how we um how we sort of respond to these situations rather than the way that we just react to the situations. So we're really trying to be less reactive, more responsive. And the response is coming from this deeper place, right? This deeper place that has to do with our gut, that has to do with our authenticity. So just a little, idea here with this opposition and the Venus forming a sextile, and obviously the potential big feelings that the moon, Jupiter in Cancer can be representing as well. That Jupiter moon in Cancer could be also giving the thumbs up to intuition here as well, right? Navigating in a way that's a bit more intuitive and watery, right? It's the water element here as the apex of the opposition between Mars and Chiron. So this is a big thing, really. I think we're still pretty much, like I said, navigating. We are kind of on a, you know, we're still like catching a ride with that wave of eclipse season, of the full moon Pisces, of what's been happening. So it's really about making the most of this wave right now and getting ready for that new moon in Virgo as well. That's going to be happening at the end of the month. Is it the end of the month? I don't think it's the end of the month. It's like the following week. At the end of Virgo season, that is, because it's going to be our second new moon in Virgo. It's going to be at 0 degrees Virgo. So Wednesday, we have a brief moon opposite Pluto there, which I think could add another element of intensity to some of those feelings and frustrations. I think that's the worst I can think with a Mars Chiron opposition, frustrated desires or and honestly all of that to say look at what comes up to you, see how you feel around these things, like is that what's really important to you? And then on Thursday, we've got Mercury shifting to Libra. And more importantly, that Mercury and every planet that's going to be shifting to Libra afterwards, because we're going to have obviously the Sun moving to Libra when Libra season starts, and Venus will eventually move to Libra as well, and etc. And they're all going to be forming a grand trine with Pluto and Uranus. So activate your ability to receive insights, to receive ideas. Keep your crown chakra cleared and open, and your third eye as well, and your throat chakra as well, because all of these the upper body sort of from the throat to the top of our heads can be really can be really receptive at this next few weeks when we have all of these grand trines in air. We can receive a lot of insights, a lot of um a lot of precious information about our process, about where we're at, about where we need to go, and what our contribution to the collective really is going to be as well. Friday, obviously, we've got Venus moving to Virgo as well, but we'll talk about that next Friday. There's no need to rush. Now, I'm gonna stop my share and I'm gonna tell you as well, I am starting with my master classes again. If you've been waiting for an opportunity to study with me, to go deeper, it's a really good value. There's so much information there on my astrology, live astrology masterclass, which are covering all the basics of the language of astrology, so it can really help you to progress and and the progressions as well. And my astrological tarot masterclass as well. They are, I think, at the moment 28 or 29 US dollars only for 7 weeks. You get workbooks. There's a lot included in there. So I'd really recommend you have a look if you are interested. And also, I got a lovely message saying they wanted to see my cat. Here's Indora. Say hi, Indora. Or she's not really happy to be picked up. She was in my lap here. I think she wants to sleep a little bit. Anyways, that's it for today. So take care. Make sure for reals that you take care and that you do practice some self-care this week. And I will be seeing you all next week. So, big love to you. Take care. Bye bye.